There was recently an interview by it was on the Shawn Ryan show. I don't know if you've ever seen the Shawn Ryan show, but this guy does interviews with people and gets real in depth with what's going on, and tries to get to the bottom of what the truth is and stuff like that. It's like an extreme version of 60 Minutes. He gets in depth with these people, and he wants the truth. So Jonathan Howard and Charlie Kiba are two individuals that were rescuing people with a civilian in his personal helicopter with a hired pilot in Florida. I'd love for you guys to go to the Shawn Ryan show, tuck away some of your time. I think it's like an hour and a half or so. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour or whatever. The episode is just absolutely amazing, and you get to hear from these individuals exactly what's going on. The stories that this guy tells in this is just absolutely crazy. About the 11-month-old baby that got rescued by the North Carolina National Guard or something like that. He was like, that was complete BS. It was not the National Guard that rescued them. It was me and my team. Me and my guy that was with me flew with this civilian hired pilot in a civilian helicopter that could seat up to 7 people, and we went and dropped in and got this 11-day-old baby that had some kind of bone disease and some kind of iron deficiency disease and stuff like that, and the baby was on the brink of dying. We went in, we got the baby, we got the mom. I don't know if it was the dad as well. It was either the mom and the dad or the mom and the grandma or somebody. We got them straight to the hospital. We dropped down the roof, which the pilot had never dropped down a roof before, but they dropped down the roof. It was a very tense moment. They rushed the baby and the family into the hospital, where there was 2 doctors and an entire staff team waiting for this baby, so they could keep this baby alive, which the baby did make it. Here's pictures of the parents holding the baby after they were rescued. And then right after this, Jonathan and Charlie jump back in a helicopter and fly to another spot immediately, and they save this elderly woman that's on oxygen that only had a day left of oxygen. And he said, the saddest part about all this is the misinformation, the lack of care that was given by the media in general, the lack of care that was given by the government in general. I was listening to him talk, and he was another part of the episode where he was talking about how he was talking to an 06 in the military that was part of, either he was part of it or he was directly affiliated with it somehow, where Kamala Harris had the military flying a Chinook with all these supplies and stuff like that so they could do a photo op. And this Chinook was full of supplies and stuff so she could take photos and stuff like that, and never release that aid to the public. It was just for a photo op. And he said this is the type of shit that was going on. And he was explaining like all of the red tape and stuff that was up, like the fly zones and shit that were put in place. Like Biden and Trump both were told not to show up there. We can't afford to put up flight restrictions and stuff like that, temporary flight restrictions, because you guys are flying in. Leave us alone right now. Let us get our people safe and stuff like that. Let us do what we have to do before you guys come in. So Trump listened. He was like, to hell with it. Then fine. I'm not going to go bother these people until I can get in there safely without stopping them from doing what they're doing, helping each other. What did Biden do? Biden decided that he wants to fly in anyway. And there was actually somebody in the comment section that was part of air traffic control at the airport, and he had something to say about it as well. This message is from Clay Handler 4755. I am one of the air traffic controllers in Asheville, North Carolina. What he said is 100% accurate about the temporary flight restrictions that was put in place for Biden to come here. Days prior to Biden's arrival, both Biden and Trump reached out to our facility, and both were told not to come due to the relief impact. Trump honored the request, but Biden insisted on coming. He showed up more than 30 minutes late, and the temporary flight restriction had to be extended to accommodate his flight. These are people that are on the ground that are dealing with this stuff. These are people that are there right now that are talking about, why are they not letting us help people? Why are they doing this stuff? Why is there so many politics involved in this? Why are they stopping people from bringing in aid to get into these areas and stuff like that when they themselves don't have enough equipment to respond to this? The National Guard was not prepared for this. Even in this episode here, you can hear them talk about how they had to pull an LMTV out from the National Guard that was I don't know if it had sunk into the floodwater or drove into the floodwater or floodwaters got to it, but they were saying that you could tell these guys just weren't trained for this type of stuff. They weren't trained for this type of mission or any of this. And you know, even though they were doing their part, this just wasn't, they weren't trained for this. But there's so much red tape, there's so many politics, there's so many people from higher up saying, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. When it's like, we're helping people. Why is there some kind of like power struggle from up top? And when I say up top, I mean above the military that was on the ground, above these civilians that were on the ground, above these organizations that are part of something much bigger. And they obviously have experience doing this. They obviously have experience coordinating and getting in and out of disaster areas. It's part of their job. It's in their blood. But they're going to shut these people down and slow them down and not allow them in there. They were saying literally people were being turned away. They were not letting people in. They were not letting people help. Here's something from a paramedic. Here's a comment from a paramedic or EMT that was in the comment section of that same video, which I want you guys to go look at the comments as well. I'm a paramedic working in the middle of this area. Watching now, so far everything they were saying is true. I worked hard for 2 days after that it was shut down. I was at work 24 hours a day for 8 days and literally was not allowed to do anything due to government regulations. The misappropriation of resources and funds that I have witnessed is truly unbelievable. The community has been amazing and civilians have done 99% of the work until they are shut down by someone in authority. Something has to change. And this is just one of the many people that had something to say about this, that was witnessing what was going on the ground. Civilians, private organizations and stuff were really going in and just getting to people, taking care of people, getting them out of there. And it almost seems like people in charge, or these authoritative figures or whatever, people higher up that was communicating with the Florida State Guard, some politician somewhere that was calling the shots, was stepping on this. And there are so many instances where stuff like this was going on. You guys have none of us have any idea how bad this actually is. We still don't have the full extent of how many people are dead, how many people are still missing. We still don't even know. Some of these people aren't going to get power for another month or two. This lady here, Heidi Westgate, 7045. I'm volunteering in Tennessee with Grindstone Ministries. This 4-year-old told me his house floated away. I asked him if he had any toys. He said no, they floated away. I asked him if he could have a toy, what would it be? He told me that he wanted a dinosaur. Thanks to the people of our nation, one of the donations happened to be a stuffed dinosaur. The boy's face lit up. Their mom and dad's faces when they first arrived, seeking clothes and food for her 2 boys. The look of heartache and despair will forever be burnt into my soul. I could feel her pain as a mother. Please pray for her and her family. These are people that care. These are people that want to help other people, and we have our own leaders getting in place telling them not to go do it. In this interview that you're gonna watch, I hope every one of you go click on this link. There's even a segment in there where they talk about illegal immigrants that are living in the area that at night would all get together and come out and surround cars that were on the road and take stuff from people so they could survive. It's just absolutely ridiculous, man. And it's not a good idea to do that type of stuff because these people are armed and they will shoot you. It's not a good idea for anybody to do that. But when you're desperate, you're desperate. It sucks that the government would be as tore up and ate up as they are. But this is what we're dealing with. People, I'm going to leave the link down below. God bless the people that have been affected by this, their families. I pray for an expedient recovery, and just let God, work His magic and what He does, and just soothe these people and be with them with whatever way He chooses to see fit. I appreciate y'all. I love you. God bless. Be blessed. Down low, the link will be in the comment section. Thank you. Go watch the interview, please.